Bingy Bonger Boonger. Oh shit. I I I almost reached feedback levels. I was very close to getting fed back on. Not really. It wasn't that close. I have exquisite positioning. So how are you today, fam? Or El Elos tonight? In this moment, I was watching the Halsey edition of Call Her Daddy, the most recent version as of 4/11/2025. And I was entertaining myself while I was listening, but I also have to pay attention to a certain degree. And I'm commenting up a storm, don't worry. And I was just entertaining myself by playing music also. I played electric guitar, and I also El Elo Smeek Smooked. Don't worry about that. And then I was playing acoustic guitar, and I'm like, oh, this little riff is pretty cool. So I was like, let's Farrington guitars this, although it was Martin guitars. That's a little bit different. So I recorded it on this Tascam, the Sony Tascam. Just put it on the table in front of me. And it sounds really good. It sounds really good already, and I'm happy with it. And I actually had to play it multiple times. It was just an improvisation that I did. I mean, it has structure, but I just was kind of going based off of like how I felt. There's no BPM, so we don't have to BPM lock it, but we do have to make sure it's not warped. I mean, you could average the BPM, but if you want to do that calculation, if you're watching this and you want to average the BPM, figure that out, that's a great science project for you. But I'm just going to leave it as is right now. I have to pee. I'll be right back. Also, before we begin, I would like to mention I have a therapy appointment in Fairfax today with Valerie, and I'll be obviously entering into short range of the courthouse. And based on everything that's been going on lately, I wouldn't be surprised if someone tries to kill me today. But fear not, I've decided that since I know that they're unjustified and they're just fucking bullying me and they're the ones who are doing the crime, not me, I've decided I'm going to defend myself if they try anything stupid. But never will I ever start a problem, because I haven't been starting problems this whole time. If I had been the one who started the problem, things would have escalated way farther and I'd be dead already. So that's, don't crash out on me today is what I'm saying. I'm just going for my therapy appointment. And I already explained, I don't want no troubles. I just want a little therapy. How could you say no to this here face? Anyway, also relates because reiterating that that's where my laptop is. I'll probably go to the property parking lot afterwards and just sit there in sigil. Once again, I'm not going to try to attack them or take it back or anything, but they shouldn't have it, and it's breaking my heart, breaking my damn heart. In fact, I'm going to go plug the charger in. They forgot to take the charger. I'm going to go plug it in what's the word for when people like light a bunch of candles when someone's in like sick or something? Is sigil the right word? Let me just show you the charger first. This is my Alienware charger that they didn't take with me. That they didn't take with them. What the hell? And yeah, I'll probably go sit in the property parking lot and just like meditate and then bow a few times to my laptop. Just like I would a friend who's been kidnapped. And I'll reiterate that relates because that that's where my other copy of Live is installed, and where basically all my third-party plugins that my parents helped me buy after a very long period of very hard work. And hold on, let me make sure I'm not getting copyrighted from their podcast. I had to turn it down just a little bit. I'm going to pause it because I want to hear what they're saying. I don't want to ignore them. Anyway, I don't know if I need to go any further into it. Johnny Depp, please explain to them what transcendence is. But what I will do before we move on is I'm going to go to the Waves website and see if I can show you just that I have a Waves license and everything. Not just one, I have multiple Waves licenses. Yeah. And don't think I feel good about the fact that you guys have taken my computer. I'm not happy about it, and I didn't really consent to it. Although I'm consenting to these cookies. Accept all cookies, because I trust Waves. Wait, is this right? I hope this is right. I hope this is the one I logged in with. Sometimes even if I use my Gmail email, there we go. See, look. Oh shit. Whoa. Ah. Well, I guess it doesn't matter at this point. They're already activated. Oh wait. Oh yeah. No, they're not activated. Right, because I turned them off. But I have all the licenses. I don't know if this helps or not, or if I'm just exposing you to my my fucking hardware codes or whatever, or software codes. But hey, that's the risk you take when you're trying to prove your innocence. Or when you're proving your innocence. I'm not trying to. I am proving my innocence. Whether or not you accept that and whether or not you attack me for it is another matter. But these are my Waves plugins, and this is not all the stuff that I have purchased. The reason that they're not activated is because I talked to the customer service agent and they said I could reactivate them when I get my computer back. I said, I don't know when or if I'm going to get it back. Actually, I don't remember exactly what my words were verbatim, but anyway, he said I could reactivate them. So that's why I deactivated them. And I worked very hard to get these. And once again, these are not the only ones that I had. Let's go see if iZotope can corroborate my story as well. And the iZotope plugin, if it's still active, well, yeah, it should still be active on that computer because I didn't deactivate this one. I don't know if that's going to just automatic. Nope. Okay. Wait, what? You just said no, and then what did you say after that? I'm so confused. How about Google? Yeah, sometimes I might sign up with my Google email, my Gmail, and then clicking sign in with Google doesn't do it for some reason, but I hope in this case it did. Huh. Still just says login. I hope this doesn't mean that iZotope was in on it. Oh, wait, that's sign up, isn't it? No, sign in. Already have a native It says sign in with your iZotope account. Already have a I'm confused. I don't know which is which. Maybe I changed my password. Well, that's not it. What's going on here? Why is my shit not working, guys? You want to explain that? Did you change my password because you're using my license? This is what I expected, because why else would you have my computer for so long? You probably cracked my plugins that I purchased and distributed them among the police community. And it's probably one just big gang conspiracy to fucking profit off of what I've done. And it's probably 1 million people all in their fucking basement with their fucking laptops with my fucking software licenses, thinking that you're finna cook up on me, fam, except you still missed the whole point. It was an extraction. not a cooking. Cooking is where you get cooked, bro. I don't want to do that. I want to extract and get home safely from the area of operations. But this is kind of what I expected when they didn't return my computer. Is like, there's really no actual reason that you would need my computer at this point. You should have had your work done in a week on this case. Because if it was so high profile that you needed to swap me in my own home with my family, then you should have been able to have that shit done real fast. Because you gave me my phone back, and it's literally the same information on my phone and computer. Unless you have some ulterior motive, which is what I suspected, that this wasn't about the DMT at all, and that it was actually about trying to prevent me from finally escaping out from the fucking tenterhooks of your crooked little society where you tell me it's okay to pirate stuff for 10 years, but as soon as I pay for it, you fucking try to kill me. And then you take my work, and it actually might have been about the DMT also, but you said I could do that. I asked very nicely, and you let me do it for a year. Fuck you. This is my point, is if you're going to try to use that against me in court, I already know you're done for. And that this isn't about the fucking law. And that I'm not trying to incite your problem. You told me to tell the truth and the whole truth. And if you're going to decriminalize something and then potentially have something else in that thing when you're selling it, you should consider that maybe someone's doing the right thing by trying to. You got it. Make sure that their supply is pure. That there was no intention to manufacture. That's on a large scale. Manufacturing is on a large scale. If I had a fucking factory, that's manufacturing. In fact, you people might be manufacturing. And that's what's so ironic about this. And distribute, what are you talking about? And why is, it's none of your fucking, first of all, it's none of your fucking business. And second of all, I wasn't intending to distribute because it takes so much fucking time and work. And I needed it. And I already burnt some off. If you think that I was selling it because of the rate, I burnt some off. Because I'm a religious, spiritual person. You want to talk about distribution? How about you change what's written first? And that's why I'm saying all this stuff, because I am not experiencing a fair and speedy trial. I'm experiencing another torture session. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this between me and my higher power and say, hey, this is what's going on. And I've been put under oath to tell the truth and the whole truth, and I've been given no speedy and fair trial. So I'm going to God with this. Which is who this was between anyway. And this was just a test. And the lesson here is, don't make laws that conflict with God's laws. Saying that DMT is not medically helpful or viable is incorrect. In fact, it is one of the most incorrect things that could ever be said, simply by the nature of what the chemical is. In fact, it is probably the most medical substance ever. Ever. Period. Just like the Higgs boson. Done. End of story. All you guys did was offend me, interfere with my progress in my therapy, which you said you were for, and then your institution is what led me to all of these things that made me believe that this was the right thing to do. And then you used it against me. But guess what? I have a feeling you used it against me so that you could just take it for yourself. Because you're acting hella fucking hypocritical, dog. And you fucking pushed me to the fucking edge. What do you expect? What did you expect when you threatened me with a life sentence and then you leave me at home? You know that you did the wrong thing. And then what do you expect when I start seeing foul play around me all the time? And someone points a gun at me on just a regular road, and then people are speeding behind me and around me all the time when I called that was going to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? My whole point was, if you leave me alone, in this capacity, I'll leave you alone in this capacity. And I made it very clear my intention was to recover so that I could continue to do things in a non-profiting way. I'd love to profit at some point, but I think that this is happening because of a lack mindset, and I was trying to get us all to a place of stability. But instead, you guys decided to fucking rob me at gunpoint. On camera. And I forgive you, and I love you, and I ask you to please consider your actions very carefully. Because we're all part of one big entity, and we all live on the same planet, right now, at least. And you're just as important as I am. That's right. But you're not more important than me. That's where you fucked up. Because I've been very, 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 very respectful. And then also, when you teach me certain behaviors and force me to do them, and then you punish me for them, well, that's your behavior, fam. I'm working on mine. I'm doing a combination of doing what I'm told and figuring out what's right and wrong. But if you teach me the wrong thing, you're the one who's responsible. Yeah, I have to take responsibility for the consequences, but you have to take responsibility for your consequences too. And when you try to put all your consequences on me, that's when we have a problem. Right there. See that? And I even have another license. I have 2 Ozone licenses. Actually, this one, I'm going to install this one on this computer if I have another license. Wait, the best way for you to install, activate, and update. Wait, I'll do this later because I said I was going to do the I was going to engineer this. I was getting away with myself, but I proved my point that I was trying to get in there. And it's just that I'm in a lot of pain as a result of this stuff, and that's why I get animated about this stuff. But I'm not wishing harm on anyone. In fact, it's the opposite. I'm just wishing that you would stop harming me and that you would have let me help you. I'm wishing that you would have let me help you get better instead of raping it from me and probably squandering it, to be honest. If all these other issues have shown any pattern, is that you typically rape things from me and then you fucking squander them and then you try to put me in the dirt, and then when I survive, you try to do it again. And you never apologize. Well, I'm sorry that I can't help you now. Actually, I can help you. See, that's the problem. That's the problem with acting like that and being fucking, like... What's the word? I don't know. Mad, I guess. Like in the British sense. He's mad with it. No, not like that. That's a good thing. But, he's gone mad. He's being mad. That's what it is. He's being mad. Yep. It's not that I've lost my context. It's just that when I'm being mad, I've chosen to mock you. And that doesn't always help. It usually doesn't. It's just a response. So, how's this going to go? Is this going to make sound and music, or am I going to have to make some adjustments? Anyway, glad I got that off my chest. I was trying not even to say the word DMT before that. But when no one helped me, I realized it was up to me to protect myself. Why is there no audio coming out of this? It's weird. Let me check to see if the actual song is even playing. Is it recording this time? was fun. And yes, that was off the dome, but also it's a result of things that I've practiced in the past, different types of forms and runs that I've played on guitar. And it was just improvisational in the moment, but it relied on motifs that I've had, that I've developed myself with the help of others, but mostly as a result of intense meditation and practice on my own. Mostly that. Let's be honest. I've been pretty shunned from the industry. It's not like anyone really straight up taught me anything anymore. Everyone should be aware by now that I figured this shit out by myself. And I have it as a result of hard work and dedication. And if you try to claim it as yours, that I am liable to potentially fuck you up at some point, because that's how this works. And if it's not how this works, then you taught me the wrong thing, didn't you? I would like to say that's not how this works. You don't fuck people up just because they make a mistake. You explain to them why it's not okay, and you encourage them to make their own thing. Ta-da! There you go. I fixed it for you, fam. You're welcome. Now, what I haven't fixed yet is this fucking... I don't know why this audio isn't coming through my headphones. Oh, now it is. I didn't change anything! And it fixed itself. That means someone was probably fucking with it. Holy shit. Finally, someone fucking fixed it for me. Wait. This is... I don't have a name for this. Noon. I'll call it Noon. Because it's noon right now. Damn, I used half my energy already just being passionate about the situation I'm in. I didn't even get to engineering yet. I feel like my face is hot and stuff. Not in an embarrassed way, but just in like a nuclear warhead way. Beep boop. So the cool thing about this is I can actually do 2 rounds of engineering. And I'm going to have to shut the fuck up for a little bit and focus if I actually want to get it done. Because my therapy appointment with Valerie is at 2 p.m., I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, it's at 2 p.m. And then I want to do my homework later. My iCar assignment, which frankly, once again, I feel like is kind of a waste of time. But it's an assignment. It's something I can try to do to try to do it. But it makes me sick. It makes me sick, Billy. Why am I not doing this shit in the shop? Why are you telling me to do it at home where it doesn't actually teach me anything? Oh, it's just a bit. Yeah, okay. Then you know what I mean? If Gabby's getting paid for her bit, well, I survived a much more crazy bit. You see what I'm saying? And where's my money? Huh? This shit's about to be like fucking millions of dollars or trillions of dollars or quillions of quadrillions of dollars. At least, fam. That's how much you owe me. At least. Actually, I'll explain it to you very simply. I went through a process where I was given the option to destroy the world. And nobody really knew. Everyone kind of had a feeling, but nobody really knew what I was going through. And I chose not to. And so now everything's mine. Where's all my money? You have it. You either have it or you spent it. Not me. Because I donated it all, apparently. Apparently I donated it all to the government or whatever. Which apparently the government distributed it to everyone. Or didn't. So... yeah, instead I fought very hard to save the world. That's why I look at this situation as like, oh, this is a problem to solve. Because of a mistake that someone made before me. And now that I've inherited the world, it's my problem to solve. And I need to not make the same mistake as them. I need to work for a more peaceful solution. But I also have to acknowledge the trauma of that led up to that situation occurring, and I have to not invalidate it, but I also have to explain to them why I have that same trauma and why I've dealt with it better, and so that's why what they did is not okay, is because their level of coping was here and my level of coping was here, and if we were on even ground, they would have been like they would have been like ants for me to squish with my thumb, which I don't enjoy doing, by the way. I have done it, but I don't enjoy doing that. In fact, I got a bunch of ants. It's ant season right now. And I probably have to clean up their bodies too because they died on their own. But there's still some that survived. I just let them be. As long as they're not in a place that I need to access or interfering with stuff and there's not too many of them, I just let them live. But I just had to explain that part. When you came to my house with weapons, I had a moment where I had to decide what to do, whether I was going to choose to eliminate you or whether I was going to choose to forgive you. Well, I could still forgive you and eliminate you, but I had to choose whether or not I was going to activate my physical combat mechanism in that moment, or whether I was going to prioritize reducing the trauma, like especially because my parents were involved. Basically, peace or war. Did I want to choose peace or war? I chose peace. That's basically what it comes down to. Is I chose peace with every right to choose war. That's what I'm getting at. So now I have explained myself, and I have every right to shut the fuck up and work on my shit. Because I'm an officer of the law and I now need to arrest myself and work. Is it recording this time? Final reiteration is that normally I would have a completely different chain of third-party plugins to work with, but because my computer was stolen from me, I'm going to just use the Ableton stock plugins, which I haven't done a lot of, but it is kind of where, after Mixcraft, where I started, so I should be able to do this. I have a lot more practice now, with other plugins mostly, but you get what I'm saying. I understand the process. See, I've got an ant on my hand right now, and he's crawling all over my hand, but he's a tiny little ant. But I do have boundaries. I don't just let them crawl on me forever. I always get them off of me. But, well, he's on me again. Unless he disappears, in which case he has superseded my rights. Oh, no, he's right there. Fuck him. He tried to escape, so I flicked him off. I need more coffee if I have any. I'll be right back. I only had a tiny little bit of coffee, and I have to get back to work seriously now, like work hard, because I typically like to take a shower before I go to in-person therapy sessions, so let's try to get this done. I typically like to be showered. It's not that I like to take a shower before therapy. It's like I like to be showered. Emma Chamberlain, please, please, please sponsor me until I can have my own coffee company, which will hopefully cooperate with yours, as long as you don't try to fuck me over. But please, my parents make good coffee from like Trader Joe's or something, but I need autonomy. Like, I need to build my house next door, and I need a coffee supply for the house next door. I need to finish renovating the house next door. That's what I'm saying, as the clubhouse, and I need a coffee supply for that house also. So please consider sponsoring me until I grow up enough to have my own coffee company. Because I'm basically still a kid. I'm 30, but I'm still a kid. And like, I'm continuing. I feel like I've gone through one adulthood, but I'm going to have to go through another one. I'm going to have to go through this process of becoming an adult all again. So, help. I'm going to kind of use the same process where, with the new Chireno and Young Miko song where I did the mastering process. It's kind of all the same thing. It's just slightly different depending on what specifically you're doing, which is why it's good to have two potential processes. But let me think. I think the glue compressor will be good near the end. So we'll do, next is multiband. It sounds beautiful already, just with those two things. I'm so happy right now. Sounds beautiful. There's something pissing me off though. Is that one note that I accidentally hammered off? I can't do anything about that though. I'm just gonna have to keep engineering it until it doesn't sound like crap. Like until that part doesn't bother me anymore. Let's see. Next is the regular compressor. Did I forget the regular compressor? I think I forgot the regular compressor on the mastering that I did for Terreno and Young Miko. Maybe I didn't, but I don't remember using it. Probably because my brain is damaged. Because of all the stupid trauma and stress that my bullies have been putting me through. Alright, how do I do this shit? How about this? There we go. Nope, that's too much. I don't think it needs to be 4. I think, ooh, 420, is that an option? I saw it show up for a second. Hold on. 4.20. Nice! Now it sounds like perfection. And how about we turn this one into 1.89? I'm out of NSI 189 again, though. Okay, and this one, how many is this? Oh, this is like, let's do, ooh, I know how many I want. Oh, shit, that's complicated. Never mind. I'll just make it the same. Alright, next compressor I used, I think Saturator is a good next choice. Analog clip, soft sine, base shaper, medium curve, hard curve, sinoid fold, digital clip, wave shaper. Alright. Let's see. What is this? Can I change this? I only used this once in my conscious memory recently. No clip. No clip. No circumcision today. Drive, let's see. Output. These are my options. Color. Can't move that. That sounds great. How about output? I don't think it needs to be that loud yet. We'll fix the loudness, like the total gain, we'll fix that later. I need to set an alarm or else I'm going to forget what time it is. One hour. I should be able to get this done in an hour. So I'm getting cell phone interference noises now. That's not fair. Airplane mode time. No, I can't put it on airplane mode in case someone, like my dad, calls me or something. Or if Valerie says, hey, I have to actually read. Or if you see what I'm saying. Saturator, and then what's next, guys? And by guys, I mean... me. Well, really us, but me. Because I'm the one doing it. I'm just talking to people through the quantum entanglement. Oh, I forgot to put a utility at the beginning. I love utility. Why isn't it going? There. Saturadore. And then what's next? Let's see. Apparently Mans has very severe ADHD and needs his meds, but they've been taken from him and called illegal, when actually the meds that they gave him in the first place, which made him like this, are actually the ones that are illegal. Irony. So let's see, I got arrested for following the law, and it made the police mad because they're criminals, and they got mad at me for following the law. That's about the gist of it. I'm pretty sure there's one more thing I should do at least before I use the glue compressor. Probably just reverb at this point, because I'm looking at this shit like I don't see anything else it wants me to do. Yeah, let's just... It already has a natural reverb, so let's do a hybrid reverb, because this isn't an entirely dry track, because it had an... Oh! Beauty! Beauty in the thing of it! This is a real... It's a real place. The other one is already a real place, and so now I'll try to choose the name that describes it. Temple Chavalette, that's probably it. Yeah, I think that's it. That's basically, that's my house's new name. It's actually just called Blue House, but Temple Chavalette also describes it quite nicely. Or is that the, no, that's probably the other one. That's probably up at the cabin house. St. Julian Solac. That might work. Igni Church Child Chamber. It's not a tiled chamber. Immacolatina. Bunker. You know what? Just to keep it simple, we'll just go with this for now. Okay, blend, dry wet stereo, pre-delay sim, EQ. Just for now, I think I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay, and then next. Glue and then limiter, I think. I think we're done after that. A. I don't know what A. A is just infinite, I guess. So I'll just go down here. Oh, no, wait, it can't be like that. I fucking forgot about that. 2 and 4 are my only options. I think 2 is probably what I need right now. $28.34. There's a difference between a stash and a supply. There was no stash, just my supply, which was obtained legally. And the process was done legally. And so your law is wrong, because it's your law, not the law. No, 30. Then 36. And then half of 36 is 18. Just a quick maths. You know, nothing too bad. Just a quick maths. Now we go to the limiter. Actually, I like the maximizing potential of this. Look ahead takes a little, if it's what it's supposed to be. Look ahead takes a little bit more computing power. But I'm only at approximately 20% computing power right now, which is fine. But if I was working on a bigger project, this is why I had the other laptop. This is my older laptop. If I had a bigger project that I needed to work on, I'd need that extra compute power. I have to pee again. I'll be right back. I'm going to save first. Hold on. Let's see. Is that it? That sounds pretty good for now. Oh, check. Don't know how that happened. All right, so that sounds pretty good for now. It's a little bit loud, to be honest. I feel like I don't have to make it that loud, but okay. Okay, industry, go off, fam. And now I'm going to save again. And now I'm going to... Oops, wait, no. I need utility on both ends. Just in case. And then I'm going to create a rack out of this and save it as guitar. I made that master rack yesterday. Let's see what happens if I put the master rack on it. Oh shit, it's loud. That sounded like someone just loaded up a fucking firearm. What is this, 007? Jesus Christ. What am I made of?
Is it recording this time?
Yes. There are some artifacts occurring, but those are digital, and I think they're a result of my computer fragging itself trying to process all this shit. Which, it shouldn't really be that much to process, so I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, it's because I was on eco mode, probably. It probably was undervolting. Let's try again.
Is it recording this time?
Sounds really good. Did you see the CPU spike to like 50 right there when those artifacts occurred? I don't know if you saw that, but I did. It went to 30 some and then 50 some. And usually, I guess at least it didn't show it went to 100, but those artifacts usually only happen when it hits 100. So I guess the frames per second on this number is lower than the activity of, which makes sense. They don't want to spend too much more CPU. I would like a little bit more, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, see, it's on an average. Let's try current. That's better. That's a higher frame rate for that number. Anyway, I think this is done for now. So let's just go ahead and export it. Oh, and let me just show you the master rack in case you missed the other video for the Trueno and Young Miko song. I did use a regular compressor. And I think the fact that I didn't have to change these settings in order to obtain a good sound is great. And I think if I have a need to change them, I will. But I like the fact that I was able to just put this on there, which means it might work for this one too. I might have to, this guitar thing, I might maybe have to change the gain, which is why I had the utility at the beginning and the end for another track. But I think I may have just created another really good effects chain, if you want to call it that. It does have an effect. It does affect. It does affect so that it has an effect. And then also there is Star Fox 64, so I'm okay with using FX. And Fox News, you better get your shit together real fucking quick. All right, let's make sure none of this is out of the ordinary, or like further out of the ordinary than it needs to be. Sample rate looks all good, I think. Yep, all that looks good. Skibidi, 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 skibidi. Yaris Ohio gozaimasu. Hontoni desktop. Except this one's a laptop. All right. So that was good. And in case you're wondering, I could do this pretty much all day. I do need to also exercise and do activities of daily living and do other interests and hobbies. But if you were to hire me or just ask me to volunteer on your project, I'm just letting you know, sometimes as long as nothing else is going on, like as long as nothing else is going on and I'm free to work that day on this stuff, I can do this for probably 8 hours straight if need be, with minimal coffee breaks and food breaks. And I could do that every day for the rest of my life, basically. I will need vacations, and I need you to back the fuck off if I tell you I don't want to do it today, or if I only want to work an hour, because I am a person and I have mental health and stuff. I'm not just a fucking robot, although I'd love to be a robot also eventually someday. I'm a meat robot right now. I want to upload my consciousness into the Borg and have my own Borg. But we'll get there when we get there, okay? Go watch Ghost in the Shell until then. 1995. Next, what we'll do is double check that it exported properly. And I wanted to reiterate, like, if you want me to do this on your project and you can just ask me. I might do it for free. At this point, I would prefer to do it for free because I'm being attacked. Every time I get in a situation where I could potentially make money, whether or not I want to make money, every time I get in a situation where I can make money, I get fucking attacked to the extreme. And it's obvious that that's why that's happening, because I don't get killed. I just get robbed and fucking broken. And then they always let it go when they think, okay, now he's not going to be able to make any money again. We got him. We'll just put him back. And then he'll either do this again and we can steal it from him again, or he'll kill himself. And that's basically how my life has been going. And I just keep fucking returning to what I know, which is a loving relationship with my higher power, God, and the skills that he has allowed me to develop. And I prioritize that over everything else. So if you have a project you want me to work on, feel free to reach out. Probably better if we don't involve money in the process right now until we get that whole thing figured out. But if eventually you want to hire me as well, that may be amenable once you understand that if you use money to try to control me, it will end badly. That it'll basically be a donation. We can develop, if you want to do it like we develop a working relationship because I like your work and I want to work on your work with you. And then at some point if you make money off of your work and you want to use that to continue the relationship because you think that I deserve to be treated with respect and love beyond just being friendly. If you want to actually help me survive and live, that's great. And that's where we'll end up if we want to get there. In the meantime, if you want to work with me for free and for freedom as well, then just reach out if you can find my information. And be very clear who you are and what you want, or else I'm just going to delete and block you if I don't know what you're from. Be very clear and respectful. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Ableton. Oh, and that goes for other things, too. If you see me doing other things and you want my help with it...
Is it recording this time?
If you see me doing other things, like working on something else or playing around doing something else, and you're like, oh, I want to be part of that, you can just reach out. And remember, we're not really allowed to involve money right now because people are basically presenting the idea that I am not a valid human entity and that I don't deserve money. But once we get over that as a society, or we decide not to use money anymore, either way is fine because shit's all fucked up. Then we can do that. But if like, yep, you get the idea. The point of what I'm saying is society is just continuing to try to circumcise me over and over and over again. And since they already did the official foreskin circumcision on the same day that I was born, the only way they know how to do it is by taking things from me that I develop at the like most final version and sending me just far enough back that the damage is essentially permanent, but that I can work hard to recover. And then as soon as I recover, they take that from me. And they've just been doing this to me my whole life. When all I'm trying to do is live a normal human life, which apparently people don't want me to, but they also won't let me die. And I just drank water for all of you freaks out there who are always trying to accuse me of being drunk. Water. I just drank water. You want to come into my house and check it? Ask nicely next time. I don't owe you anything. You owe me. Remember that. Anyway, so that's done. And now we're going to do this. And the reason I'm just dropping this stuff like this is that, dropping meaning the colloquial release to a platform. The reason I'm doing that, just straight up releasing it like this right now, is because I don't have all my tools that my family paid for. And so I'm not working on like a more complete project. I was going to start working on my next album, which once again, all this stuff, go to www.omegadevine.com if you want to download a bunch of music that I've made, and it's all free for you to download. But I was about to start working on like another album, and then my shit got taken from me for no fucking reason. So I can't do that right now. So that's why I'm just uploading this stuff like that. Where did I... Hold on. Wait, did I even upload it yet? Yeah, I did. Hold on. I know where it is. I'm confused. Wait, that's not where it was. Hold on. Oh, I thought I downloaded this shit. 4/11/2020. There it is. Okay. Oh, shit. Hold on. Why is that offline? Because it's an HEIC file. I thought that might happen. Oh yeah, I guess I should probably take my GoPro with me today if I'm gonna go visit the. If I'm gonna go visit property and sit there, just in case they decide to try to start some shit with me. Which I've made it clear I'm not gonna start any shit with them. They're the ones who keep starting shit with me. I'm trying to end that shit. So I'm gonna take my GoPro with me. Just in case. Ooh, that's beautiful. Hell yeah. And we're just gonna straight up export that. Just playing God. People tend to get pretty shook up when I'm introduced as just playing God. I like to rhyme to define the laws of gravity, aim for your anatomy, split your mental cavity. Had it be someone else, maybe not possible, impossible. The way that I flow is like an obstacle, dropping them one at a time or as they come through, run through anybody, even with a gun too. Reliant, real raps by the giant. It's science, the way that I form my alliance. We harder, that's why in fact we spit smarter. Once that beat drop, best believe I spit that heat rock. They seat drop, everybody evacuate the premises. I am the arch nemesis, I kick that shit with emphasis. My heart is into this, ain't nobody fucking stopping me. I'm building on my property and focused on philosophy. I'm building on my property and focused on philosophy. I got it in the prophecy, I know it's encrypted. Shit's different, overall, remain gifted. I spit splifted, bout lifted. Might have hung from the casket, but I doubt that. My mental fantastic. You elastic, you get burned like plastic, it's drastic. Once my mind formulates like magic. Yeah, I whirlwind through cities. Influential, scientifical power. My mental violence will shower, devour at a crazy rate. Check it. They get burned from the thesis once they piece this. Mind telekinesis, my depth's the deepest. Off top, you couldn't reach this. Mind telekinesis, I amplify through my third eye. They heard I got that roadmap, capturing niggas like Kovac. Hold back before you fall in the line of fire. My desire, utilize everything I acquire. Higher medicine, thoughts of a veteran. Kixie and his Letterman, hoes like Letterman. We in this bitch, niggas suffer setbacks. Use a wetback, talking shit, get your head cracked. You heard me, nigga, I said that. I take cats back to the basis. They try to trace this, but we coming from all places. So I speak this so they can indulge on some insight. I've been right, I live light, you just a dim light. My poetry kinetic, antonym synthetic. These cats just don't get it, that's why they so pathetic. I whirlwind through cities, influential, scientifical power. My mental violence will shower, devour at a crazy rate. Shouts out to Artie McCraft. I liked your name as Art Official, but I only found out about that in retrospect. And it kind of makes sense because I'm Alec Clark Stewart. So technically I'm Art Official, but Artie McCraft is also a cool name. And I really liked the play on words that you did with art official as artificial. Yes, art official intelligence. Or you could just say art official intelligent, just to vary it in production. Check it, they get burned from the thesis once they piece this. Mind telekinesis. That was always a difficult one. The way you spit that on the beat too is so difficult. Alright, and then all we do here is save project, and I just can call it noon. Whoops. I amplify through my third eye. They heard I got that roadmap capturing niggas like Kodak. Hold back before they fall in the line of fire. My desire, utilize everything I acquire. Higher medicine, thoughts of a veteran. Kixie and his Letterman, hoes like let 'em in. We in this bitch. Bitch niggas suffer setbacks. Use a wetback. Talking shit, get your head cracked. You heard me, nigga. I said that I take cats back to the basis. We try to trace this, but we coming from all places. So I speak this so they can indulge on some insight. I've been right. I live light. You just a dim light. Wait, I live right. You just a dim light. My poetry kinetic, antonym, my synthetic. These cats just don't get it. That's why they so pathetic. Folks tend to get shake up. When I'm introduced as just playing God. Shaketh of the Uppenden. Also, if you didn't want me using the N-word, you shouldn't have called me it so many times and used it in all this public media. We're kind of past that point now. Like, way past that point. You gotta chill on that shit. If you want to say Black Lives Matter means all lives matter, and then you gotta accept that everyone's black. Which is actually a really good way to approach it, because if everyone's black, then we have to stop discriminating against black people. See how that works? That was really smart, if you look at it that way. Also, I've basically been doing slave labor my whole life, so there's kind of that. There's kind of that, fam.
Is it recording this time?
Big ol' seam or talking seam? How about TRD? Wait, you already did that. I'm good. I don't need to do that. And after this, I'm gonna go back to finishing up the Call Her Daddy with Halsey podcast. I needed to put it on pause so that I could listen to what they were saying. I'm gonna take a shower, and then I'm gonna go to therapy in Fairfax City. And if anyone tries to kill me, I'm gonna defend myself, point blank. And I will not overreact ever. Ta-da! Alright, enjoy the song. It's a free song. You're welcome. Alright, I love you. Alright, okay. Talk to you later, okay? Bye.